What's up everyone? Welcome back. If you've ever started a brand new franchise zoo and wondered how on earth people end up with thousands of conservation credits while you're sitting on zero, nothing, nada, this video is for you. Today I'm going to show you exactly how I went from absolutely no conservation credits to over 1,000 in just 5 in-game years, using a really simple breeding strategy that almost anyone can do. The best part is you don't need expensive animals to get started, you don't need any conservation credits to get started, so let's jump in. So when you start a franchise zoo, you're usually given enough credits to purchase a few basic animals, but I was unsure on how much you do actually get when starting out, like completely fresh, no other franchise zoos, brand new. So I've just gone for 0. We're just going to start on 0. But one of the best investments you can make is a lemur habitat. More specifically, I like using the black and white ruff lemurs and the red ruff lemurs. These species live happily together, but it also makes your habitat feel more alive and natural, and more guests are willing to come in with mixed species habitats, which means more money. But the real reason we're using them is babies. Both of these species can have litters of anywhere between 1 and 4 offspring at a time. That means before long you'll have babies everywhere, and babies eventually turn into conservation credits. Now there are 2 options when an animal matures. You can either release it into the wild or sell it on the animal market. Generally speaking, the more endangered a species is, the more conservation credits you'll receive for releasing them into the wild. So, whilst they're endangered, they won't earn you hundreds of credits each, but they're breeding consistently enough that those credits start adding up really quickly. You're basically creating a constant cycle of new animals being born, growing up, and being released. And before long, your conservation credit balance starts climbing without needing to do anything complicated at all. I actually just leave this on my screen and I will be watching a YouTube video or TikToks and things like that. You do not have to manage this zoo at all. As your credits begin building up, this is where things get a little bit more exciting. Instead of spending all your conservation credits on loads of different species, I'd recommend saving them for one really desirable animal. Think species like cheetahs, leopards, gorillas, elephants. I would honestly avoid lions. I feel like their market is just absolutely saturated in them. But just pick a high appeal animal and go from there. These animals are far more valuable and can earn you significantly more conservation credits over time. Once you've established a healthy breeding pair, you're no longer relying on lemurs alone. Now you're producing animals that other franchise players actually want to buy, and this is where the credits start coming in big time. When your offspring mature, head over to the trade center. Planet Zoo automatically recommends a conservation credit price for each animal, and honestly, I'd usually leave it exactly where the game suggests. Those prices are generally fair and your animals will often sell pretty quickly. If you want to increase the price slightly, you absolutely can. Popular species with good genetics will often still sell, especially if they're really high quality. One thing I would recommend though is only putting your gold rated animals up for trade. Most players are specifically looking for animals with strong genetics, so gold rated offspring are much more likely to sell than bronze or silver. The lower rated animals can simply be released into the wild instead, meaning you're still earning conservation credits either way. It's a win-win. By combining your regular releases from your lemurs and selling your best high value offspring on the market, your conservation credits start snowballing incredibly quickly. And before you know it, you'll have enough credits to buy almost any animal you've been wanting for your zoo. This is exactly how a lot of players will build up their conservation credits without feeling like they're waiting and stuck waiting for them. So lots of people will start a franchise zoo just for conservation credits, and then you can open another franchise zoo and actually use them over there. So if you're just starting a franchise mode and don't know where to begin, I definitely recommend starting with a lemur habitat. They're relatively inexpensive, they breed consistently, they're fantastic guest favourites, and they'll help build your conservation credit balance much faster than you expect. It's entirely possible to go from 0 conservation credits to well over 1,000 if you stay on top of your breeding and keep releasing or selling your mature offspring. Obviously, if you have different morphs of animals, you can sell those for a lot more in the market as well. Hopefully this guide helps you get started in your own franchise zoo. If it did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more Planet Zoo guides and franchise gameplay, and let me know down in the comments what species you're saving your conservation credits for. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!